Hello friends, this is Don, and I am the Appalachian Rambler. Today we are in historic downtown Jonesborough, Tennessee. We're going to start our little walking tour here at the Tennessee Hills Distillery, also known as the historic Salt House. It's just going to be a lot of taking in the scenery today. There's so much that we can explore here in old downtown Jonesborough. Giving you a panoramic view. There's the historic Jonesborough Courthouse. Here are the train tracks. Yes, there's an active train rolls through Jonesborough. It will interrupt the peace and serenity of the old town. This historic downtown has been preserved by very aggressive techniques at preservation. Historical committee is very strict on what you can and cannot do in this downtown area. Nice park. Storytelling resource place. Some of you may be familiar with the Storytelling Festival held here every October. It's a nationwide known event. Very, very popular. Thousands of people come to Jonesborough every October to hear the storytelling that goes on for several days. They set up several tents in downtown Jonesborough to have the storytelling. Storytelling is so popular in this area that actually the local university, East Tennessee State University, formed a program and you can get a degree in storytelling. Nice little creek. Nice gazebo. Some of the well-preserved older homes in the downtown area. You will see some strange buildings in the downtown that have probably slipped in under the radar before the restrictions on what you could build here became so heavy. I don't know how old this apartment building is, but it's probably nowhere near as old as it looks at first glance. Better get across the street here. A lot of traffic in this downtown. I may not be the best person to give a review of downtown Jonesborough. I've lived in this area my entire life, and it's just Jonesborough. So I guess I don't have the awe and wonder that a person that's coming to Jonesborough for the first time may have. Little shops here in Jonesborough. Obviously that building right there was probably built in the 50s. Lollipop shop, long-time staple of downtown. Really a nice old church. I believe if my memory serves me correctly, about 30 years ago, I believe there was a movie filmed here in downtown Jonesborough. I believe it was Miss 4th of July, if I'm correct. And they blocked off this entire main street and filled it with dirt, and because it would depict a 19th century downtown. I don't remember all the details of that movie. Needless to say, it was not a huge hit. Gabriel's Christmas. Not seen that one. A lot of shops come and go here. It's downtown. Jonesborough Antiques. Contrary to what a lot of people might think, it's not the greatest antique store in this area. One would think it would be, but not. Here's a closer look at the historic courthouse. Most all the courthouse activities have been moved into a new building across 11E. At one time, this did house all the courthouse activities, as well as a jail in the back portion of it. But now most all of the county activities have been taken, or at least half of them have been taken across the road. Here's a Daniel Boone Trail Highway. Those of you who might not be aware, the wilderness explorer Daniel Boone blazed trails through here. There's even a high school in this county named Daniel Boone High School. You know me, if you've watched any of my videos before, I'm a sucker for going and looking at every plaque around. Jacob Brown, Colonial Revolutionary Service, native South Carolina, founder of Brown Settlement on Nolichucky River, 1771. Merchant, gunsmith, and blacksmith the Cherokee Indians purchased from those Indians 2 boundaries of land. A veritable principality in 1775. Was appointed commissioner, made treaties with the Indians. Captain under Severe in the Battle of Kings Mountain, 1780. Major under Severe in the Revolution, 1781. And the militia of the state of Franklin, 1785. Ancestor of 2 governors, Brown of Georgia. Ten Commandments. There was pressure from a liberal group a few years back to get this 10 Commandments removed from this courthouse, and basically the citizens of Washington County said no. I'm very proud to say this remains. Corner building here called Mock's. At one time this was a pharmacy. I don't know who there was. I don't know how many years ago they went out. It might have been 15, 20 years ago. They basically succumbed to the competition from places like Walgreens, CVS, Walmart. It's pretty bad to see a hometown business like this. Now it's basically a gift shop. Crafty peddler with a little bit of a mural on the side. Don't know how old that mural is. Probably not that old. This is the Mary B. Martin Storytelling Hall. This is a building dedicated to the craft and the institution of storytelling. Interesting side note about Mary B. Martin. There's been a large amount of money given in her name to the arts in this area. Interesting thing was, my mother went to church with Mary and her husband. When Mary passed on, her husband started bequeathing significant amounts of money for these art projects. Mom was kind of surprised. She says, I never knew she had that kind of money. From what I understand, she was I believe she worked at Eastman. And she was a chemist, brilliant woman, had owned a number of patents. I don't know whether she did very well investing in the stock market or patents or whatever else, but she was one of those under the radar people that had more than you thought. It's a Chester Inn beside State Historic Site. This was one of the first early frontier inns. I believe it was started in 1790. I believe we could look that up. Oh, by the way, as a history on the town of Jonesborough, Jonesborough became a town or a municipality in 1779. That was before the state of Tennessee existed. And incidentally, Jonesborough was also the capital of the failed state of Franklin. Became the capital in 1784. I think the state of Franklin was formerly disbanded in 1788. This is an interesting building, an old bank building. It kind of looks a little bit out of sync with everything else. But in here is located the Washington County Archives. Great place to come visit. Extremely knowledgeable people here. This is where you'll find some of the very earliest records in the state of Tennessee. They're constantly doing research into the early records and finding new things. It's very exciting. Hopefully I can get a video with them one day talking about what goes on there and what they're working on. Okay. Low clearance right here. Jackson Theater. I wish I knew more about that. That's just in the process of opening. It's like it's been there a long time, but I don't really know what goes on there. Now here's the Chester Inn. This will give. Oh, here we go. Built in 1797 by Dr. William P. Chester of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, it has been continuously occupied as an inn, a hotel, and apartment house. Among the guests here have been three presidents of the United States: Andrew Jackson, James K. Polk, and Andrew Johnson, as well as John Sevier, governor of Franklin and first governor of Tennessee. President Andrew Jackson held a reception for his friends on the porch of the inn in the summer of 1832. Of course, Presidents Jackson, Polk, and Johnson all lived in the state of Tennessee. The only governors of the state, the only presidents ever to come from the state of Tennessee. Christopher Taylor House, about 1 mile southwest of this location. This log house was built in 1777 by this officer who is a veteran of the French and Indian War and a major in the American Revolutionary War. He's buried in a family cemetery nearby. Andrew Jackson lived here in 1788-89 while practicing law in Jonesborough. The house was moved intact to this site in 1974 to preserve it from demolition. Well, there's a lot of old houses that have been moved. Sometimes I get to be a little bit of a skeptic on some of these things. Here we are. This 1778 landmark was the home of, now see, it was 1777 on that other plaque, Captain Christopher Taylor, Revolutionary War officer and state of Franklin leader. Andrew Jackson, 7th President of the United States, boarded here in 1788 while practicing law in Jonesborough. Officially located 2 miles west of town, this house was brought here as a public heritage by the Jonesborough Civic Trust and the town of Jonesborough through the generosity of the Judge David Vines and Frank Hawkins family, the Tennessee Historic Commission, and the Department of the Interior. Well, okay. It says this building was moved intact. Usually most of these old log houses like this, when they're moved, they're disassembled. The logs are numbered and then reassembled on site. But this one's a little different. If you love old houses and old architecture, Jonesborough is your place. Probably won't get up here because the video's running a little long, but there's another street up behind this one where there's some really nice older homes. First abolition publications on this site in 1819, 1820 were published the Manumission Intelligencer and the Emancipator, edited and published by Elam Embry and printed by Jacob Howard. These were first periodicals in the United States devoted exclusively to the abolition of human slavery. Now that's interesting. Lived around here all my life and didn't know that. Beautiful old home. I don't know what its history is. Well, there's a plaque on the front door. We'll find that. Plenty of plaques in Jonesborough. There's a Eureka Inn for sale. If anybody wants to go into the innkeeping business. May Dishner House. Pretty house. He's a looking glass maker. You know, it's really strange. If any of you have been watching any of my other videos, it's strange when you are going through places, touring places where you've lived your entire life and you think you know them, but you really don't. And you see a lot of things and you learn a lot of things that you did not know previously. It's really interesting. Boy, look at the look at that brickwork. Obviously, there's been a lot of sagging going on there over the years, a lot of settlement. Man, how they've kept that house, how they've kept that thing together, I don't know. Now here is one of the odd buildings in Jonesborough that was built back before they got real strict. This is the Washington County Extension Office. Now, it's a government building. Not the most photogenic place. Jonesborough Methodist Church. Now this one's got directions for Santa. See that? Pretty old house. After you walk through here enough, you get to expecting every house to have some kind of plaque out in front of it. You feel confused when it doesn't. Now this house, if my memory serves me correctly, it's been about 15 years ago, maybe 20. It was in very, very poor condition, and a local real estate developer restored it. It's nice. Nice garage doors. Down Main Street. Another one of those houses is, well, out of place. This is referred to as Academy Hill. Don't ask me for the history of this, because quite frankly, I don't know. Should know, but I don't know. Obviously served as a school, possibly boarding academy at one time. I can see why this is not an entrance. These steps are deteriorating. Look how steep they are. I mean, these are some steep steps. Really nice stone retaining wall. House of beauty. These old houses are really, really nice, but boy, you spend all your time fixing something up. Spend a ton of money. Oh, nice one. We're rapidly working our way toward the end of the historic district. I want to make sure to come up here and show you this tree. I just love trees, and this tree is very beautiful to me. It's a fascinating tree. Looks like I need a little paint over on that one. Maybe they've been waiting a couple of years for the historical committee to approve the paint color, perhaps. Another house that managed to sneak in before all the historic restrictions were in place. But this is a nice little place to come visit for the day. For those of you that know more about the touristy aspect of Jonesborough, chime in below in the comments and let us know what a visitor of Jonesborough would do after they just walked up and down the road for a while. Nice old home here. Try to get across this road without getting killed. Don't know how old this house is. Not as old as some of these we've seen down here, but I like it. Here's another old girl here. That White House, I don't know the story on it. Looks like it needs some renovation. Gosh, I don't know what it takes to renovate a house here in downtown Jonesborough. They're liable to require you to use hand-forged nails. Well, it came from the 1800s. I'm just kidding. Look at this tree. This tree is absolutely gorgeous to me. Look at the size of that trunk. The way it winds up. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to try and make it back across this road without getting killed. That's the old house. Looks like this old house got aluminum siding on it. Boy, I bet the Historical Commission wouldn't like that. You can probably hear the old train that goes through the downtown I was talking about earlier. Okay, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for today. Thank you for joining me. I'll be making some more videos in the future about downtown Jonesborough, more historic areas. Please like and share, comment, and please subscribe to my channel so you'll make sure to be able to receive my coming up videos. Thank you again, and I'll see you down the road.